Hello, it's Nicola back with another quick video. I recently made a diffusion embossing plate and showed you how to do that with 2 layers of quite thick cardboard, making a plate that was about 2mm wide, thick, should I say, not wide, thick. Yes, just fractionally over 2mm. There are branded ones that you can buy. I know Sizzix makes some, and probably other companies too. But I thought, well, I've got some, and they are plastic and quite expensive to buy. I bought them many moons ago. Bought them in the sale and didn't really know what I was buying. To be honest, but there we go. Eventually I worked out what they did and what I could do with them, but I didn't have one that was a circle, so I made a circle one and made a card with that, which is in a previous video, which I can link below. Anyway, I wanted to do a mixed media card, so I thought, right, well, actually I'd really like to make a random shaped diffusion plate. So this is what I've come up with. This is the largest size of a square card I can make with a UK A4 piece of card, and that's then a panel which is a little bit smaller. So what I did, I had this card already out of a box of something, and in fact it was out of a box of papers where I've made little sailboats for my nephew's wedding, for the place names. So I did some origami, and the origami papers had these to protect the paper and keep it flat. These pieces each side of the box of 200 sheets. So, or 100 sheets, whatever it was. So that's... yes, that's where that's come from. Anyway, what I've decided I'd do is if I put my panel on, marked the corners, and then drew the shape of the panel, then I could work out what sort of shape and size I wanted. I drew it in pencil and then decided that I would do it in pen so that you guys could see it, and then ended up doing it slightly differently from what I had on there. Then I thought, I wonder if I could managed to somehow get 2 on there. I can't. I just drew it onto paper. But actually that's fine. It gives me the positive and the negative anyway, like I've got here. I don't know which way you want to call positive and negative, but you know what I mean. So I need to cut that out. I can't cut 2 at once, but I will cut 1 and then just repeat the same thing again. So I've just got my craft knife. Now, somebody said to me when I did before, some people aren't keen on using a craft knife. Well, what could you do then? I don't know. You could potentially do it in something thinner and draw it and cut it out with scissors. Sorry, I'm concentrating, it's hence me being a bit slow with what I'm saying. Cut it out with scissors and just do it on a thinner card and just do more layers. And then if you glue them all together nicely and line them up, then that would do the trick, wouldn't it? So if you're not a craft knife person, then that would be a way round the problem, I would suggest. So I cannot cut through this in one pass. I will have to go round it in several. But I will come back when I've done it. The knife I'm using, which somebody did ask me actually, and I forgot to say, sorry, I'm just seeing where I started there, I think, is a Fiskars one. I've had it for about 100 years. They made, whether they still make, I haven't checked, but they made two. There was one where it would swivel as you went, or this one which was a fixed one, and I think it was called a Fiskars finger knife, I think. As I say, this is the fixed blade, it doesn't swivel, but actually it's quite good. It takes the pressure off holding it kind of like that. It's easier to manage and gives you quite a controlled sort of cut, because you've got three fingers really guiding it, and it's fixed so it's not going to slip. So if you're nervous of them, then something like this might just be a help to you, but it's a Fiskars one. Okay, right, I shall come back when I've got that cut out. Right, layer one cut out. So I've just clipped it together, and I'm going to take my pencil in as far in as I can. I can see that this is, it's going to be sort of inside the shape, isn't it? Or I'm either going inside or outside of the shape. It's never going to be directly on top. Obviously, if you had an electronic cutting machine, which I do have, but that would be another option if you can, if it will accept the thicker material. I don't know if they all do. There we go. So I've just drawn, I think I've gone all around it. Let's just check. Yes. So I will just try to cut just round the outside of it, just so that I can get it as near to the same size as I possibly can. So I shall be back when I've done that. Right, I now have two pieces of the Weird and Wonderful shape and two pieces with the Weird and Wonderful shape out of it, cut out of it. I've got some Pinflair bookbinding glue here, and I'm just going to stick the two of these together. So nice even thin coat going right to the edge. The Pinflair glue advice usually is less is more. You don't need lashings of it. But you do need it all over. There we go. I will do this one as well, and then I will just let them rest underneath some heavy books just whilst they dry off, just to make sure they're nice and well stuck down together. And they're basically what you're creating is something that will replace one of your cutting plates, or pads if you prefer to call them that. So that's why it needs to be good and thick. So it, if you're not sure what thickness to make them, then try measuring your normal cutting plate and see how thick that is, and then that's what you want to try to reproduce. As I say, you can create something like this that is nearly that depth, and if it's not quite, then you can always add an extra piece of card or two to your sandwich, and that should then just create the pressure that you need. So I'll get these put together, and then we will have a little go. And then I shall probably come back another time. I shall do this as a quick weekend video, and then I'll come back another time with a card made using this. Right, I actually held it together with clips in the end, so you can, you know, either way is fine. So that should hopefully be dry now. So moment of truth. So remember I said it takes place, replaces your cutting plate. So I'm going to use this in place of this one. Right, so need an embossing folder. Let's see, a few different ones here. What would I like to use? Let's use that leafy one. So card goes in. I'm going to take it away from the hinge as far as I can, simply because the hinge adds extra pressure, if I could speak. So I'm going to put that through with my bottom plate. What I forgot to do and forgot to say to you is I would tape your funny shape down just in case you open it up and decide you need to put it through again, and then you just make sure you've got it in the right place, the same place again. Anyway, let's just have a look. There we go. Got my random shape of embossing. I like that. I like that a lot. Ooh. So the alternative would be the other bit, wouldn't it? Let's see if I can find another piece of card, and I'll try the opposite and come back in a second. Okay, I've just run that one through, and I did remember this time to put my tape on, so there we are. Right, so now we've got our two opposites with the no embossing in this section and the embossing in that section. So you can create your embossing exactly where you want it by creating your own, your own tools. So be it the positive, negative, again, whichever way you like to think of it. But this is quite nice for mixed media if you want, and obviously I could have had it here. I could, you know, flip the shape so that it's whichever. So you could put it wherever you want to put it and create whatever shape you want to do. Obviously I did circle. You could easily do other nesting dies, so you could create a rectangle or a square or a hexagon, octagon, whatever you want. I just thought I'd have a go at a random one and see whether it works, and yes it does. So there we go. I shall be back another time and I will create a card. So this is just going to be a quick little how-to, let's make a free tool, and then next time we'll have a go at making a card with one of these panels. This one, I think. This one's talking to me. I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.